Hi everyone, this is Josh Kulp. We are learning Daf Shui. We are on Daf Tet Zayin of Masechet Betzah. And at the end of last week's Daf, we began a new chapter. And the beginning of this chapter is all about an institute called Eruv Tavshilin, which actually, those of you who are living in Chutz La'aretz, outside of Israel, will really need to do, halachically speaking, several times this year. You have three-day yontifs coming up, not in a row, but close together. 2 days of Rosh Hashanah and then Yom Shabbat. 2 days of the first parts of Chag of Sukkot, and then Shabbat, and then Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah, and then Shabbat. So, Eruv Tavshilin is an institute that allows a person to cook on Yom Tov for Shabbat. As we will see, there are some debates whether this is allowed by the Torah or not allowed by the Torah, but it's definitely not allowed by the rabbis. You're allowed to cook on Yom Tov for Yom Tov, but you are not allowed to cook on Yom Tov for Shabbat. So I want to talk a little bit about this. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about some of the tension that starts to appear on Daf Tet Vav, and we'll continue this when we continue to learn the next couple dapim. Part of the tension comes up in a question between, sort of a debate between Rava and Rav Ashi, whether the idea of Eruv Tavshilin is meant to make sure that you cook food for Shabbat, or to make sure that you don't break Yom Tov. So I'll try to explain both positions. Rava would say that we begin to cook Erev Yom Tov for Shabbat so that we don't forget that we need to make food for Shabbat. It would work something like this. You would see your food that you began to cook, let's say this year for you, in Chutz La'aretz on Wednesday, but normally speaking, you'd be talking about in Israel on Thursday. You would see that food on Friday or Thursday, depending on where you are. You would remember that you need to cook for Shabbat, and then you would complete your meal, and you would continue to complete cooking your meal, and you would continue to cook for Shabbat. So it is a measure that protects us from sort of forgetting about the existence of Shabbat because we're so excited about Yom Tov. Right? Yom Tov should be a great day of happiness. Rav Ashi says the other way around. It's a preventative measure to make sure that you don't cook on Yom Tov for another day, either Shabbat or Chol, the week, which is even worse. Right? In other words, what Rav Ashi would say is you begin to cook before Yom Tov, realizing that that's going to be a sign that the only way I can cook on Yom Tov for Shabbat is if I did an Eruv Tavshilin. And of course, I can't do an Eruv Tavshilin to cook on Yom Tov for a weekday. So it would remind me particularly that I can't cook on Yom Tov for the weekday. That's a little bit of a tension I want you to keep your eyes out for. It might appear as we go through this several pages of a sugya about how Eruv Tavshilin works. And you're not going to see me again, those who watch these videos but don't come to our live class. I want to wish everybody a Shana Tova. To thank you for continuing to learn with me all these years. It really brings a lot of meaning to my life, and I hope it does to yours as well.